Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Hi, folks. Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and the Chevrolet and GMC Truck Month is now underway. We've got huge savings in Louisville. Get $9,000 off or 1.9% for 72 months on select models. Yes, you heard right. That's $9,000 off or 1.9% for 72 months happening right now at Koppel. So take that short money saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with proof credit. Stock number G214773.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs at a price that's right for you, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, an easy track lawnmower, or gator, every piece of equipment in pre-owned inventory is put through a rigorous inspection so it's ready to work hard for you. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything is sold meets their quality standards. Learn more at landmarkimp.com or stop into a local Landmark location and experience the Landmark difference.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
This is Coach Bill Bush. You all know my passion for Nebraska. Having coached all over the country, I can honestly say there is no place like Nebraska. You know where there's also no place like? Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank has proudly served Nebraska for over 70 years, and they're located in 9 different communities. Midwest Bank is ready, willing, and able to meet all your personal, business, and agriculture needs. Your community, your bank, and mine, Midwest Bank. Find out more at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Drinking and driving causes serious harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. In 2021, 65 people were killed in Nebraska by a car crash involving a drunk driver. Do not drink and drive. By drinking less, you can still be here for your loved ones. If you or loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
I think about all the infrastructure that got built up behind the scenes by Coach Osborne, that Coach Solich took over, and then some of that infrastructure was eroded. Matt Rule still has to prove this, but I think Matt Rule's style is that, yeah, he'd like the infrastructure in place, but I think Matt Rule has the personality to do everything in his power to bend it to the way he wants it.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Early break with Sip and Jake.
I'd like to have my fun maybe more like on like a Tuesday, like in February or something. Let's see if I can pull a prank on somebody. Yeah, but not on
it's
prank
like it's
day.
total amateur hour.
Yeah, it's just like National Prank Day. Yeah.
Yeah, I do got a little announcement to make.
What's that? Oh, wait, breaking news?
I won't be here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Monday.
Whoa! What, kitty? This
April Fools.
Oh! He got it. actually well done. It's so good.
Early Break with Zip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for three. You're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NIPCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Happy Friday to you and yours. Welcome into On the Block in 93.7 The Tickets production. I'm Austin Norman. To my left, but the right if you're on stream, Husker Hall of Famer, 9-year NBA vet, Dallas Connection master, Erick Strickland. Stricky baby, happy Friday.
Man, no doubt about it. I have to definitely give a shout out to my folk, my people, my friends, all of that good stuff, man. Excited about today. Definitely being that we're going to have a tremendous guest, good friend of mine, longtime golf buddy, cigar life buddy. Pretty much every time I'm in Dallas, at some point I do see him and we get a chance to chop it up. But we have the great privilege and opportunity to have him on the show, being that we're looking at a Final Four that has the North Carolina State Wolfpack in the Final Four after a crazy run that they made, starting at the ACC tournament and then continuing on, knocking off some really good teams in the wake of it all. And it's been a long time, even for them, that they've been able to get this deep and go this far. And so looking forward to having that conversation with them.
Okay.
How excited they are.
So you said golfing buddy. That leads me to the question, who's better?
He is. Spud. No question. Spud's more consistent. He doesn't hit it a long way, but he's consistent. He's freaking accurate as heck. Putts pretty well. He gets angry. Like I get angry, but he gets angry if he misses a shot. Yeah, but he plays in all the events, the Lake Tahoes, and he plays a lot. So
you play when you can.
I play when I can. And what's crazy about my golf game is I think the more I don't play, the bad habits, the swing thoughts and mechanics just go out. So I just really just take my time. I stay in flow. I actually probably hit the ball better. I score probably more because I'm not pressing and
you score lower but score more. No, when you think more, you score more.
Well, I'm able to like throw in a birdie or two and not go crazy. But where I make the mistakes is sometimes chipping, or sometimes putting. It just depends on how the greens are. I think.
It's how the greens are, not how Stricky's game is. How the greens are.
The more true the greens are, like sometimes if they're real hairy, that it's tough to judge. Your stroke if it's hairy, but if it's a little bit more true of the stroke, I think that's probably more in my wheelhouse. Because then okay, I can land this short, it'll roll up, or I don't really got to stick it, 8 feet from the pin, type of thing. I can kind of bump this up a little bit, So you can do a little bit more things if you got true green.
I get you.
Yeah. We're getting there. We're almost there, Austin.
We
Time front, man. It's a beautiful day today. 60s, baby. Let's get out there and hit it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
We will definitely be asking Spud about that as well. See if he concurs
he'll concur.
I'm sure he will, but we just need that final on-air confirmation. 402-464-5685. Let us know. Have you hit the links yet this season? Have you gotten out and golfed? If so, what was your first score? Give us front 9 and back 9 on the text line, 402-464-5685, or on stream, both sponsored by Starter Heyman Jewelers. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter is where you're watching us if you're watching us on social media. All right, Strick, topic at hand tomorrow and then Monday, the men's Final Four. Let's start with the matchup of the Giants. Zach Edey, who was just announced as back-to-back AP Men's Player of the Year, against DJ Burns. I think Purdue, at last check, was favored by 9 points. Who you got winning? Who's setting the first team in the national championship game?
In my bracket, I have Purdue.
Okay.
I will say, because I'm the underdog king, I'm rooting for North Carolina State.
Okay.
Just on that. But then if I'm honest about it and I'm looking at the matchups and how they fare, I'm looking at that Battle of Goliath. You know, when movies like Godzilla and King Kong come out, you start thinking about the Battle of the Titans. You know what I mean? And I think this is what we're going to get in this game. It's going to be very interesting, and here's why I say so. One thing that's unique about DJ Burns is physicality. His ability to get into your body, spin off of your resistance, just a lot of the skill set. He's got a nice left hand, drop, jump hook, and, face up. He's very controlled. He's very poised. He knows kind of where things are and where they're happening and how to work away from them. Got a nice little fadeaway, good touch. He's got a lot of good qualities to him. But the difference in what he's going to face now, he's not facing Filipowski. Filipowski's light in the tail. He's guys that really have to kind of leverage up a little bit more. They can't create that space and keep him from getting to where he wants to get to his comfort zone. I think that's going to be different with Zach Edey. I think Zach Edey, even if he makes a mistake, he can recover because of his size. He's not going to be able, DJ, I don't think, and I could be wrong, he's not going to be able to just hit him. Now, hopefully you can get him in foul trouble. That's what I'm sure North Carolina, but then that's going to be the other end too. So they I'm sure whoever gets that individual in foul trouble is going to help them tremendously. But North Carolina State showed that if they could just hold on and get to a second half as they did against Duke, maybe that works better for them. I think they have a nice rounded core. Obviously, the Purdue's going to need Fletcher Lawyer. There's going to need some of their young players to step up and have solid games. They can't just Braden Smith and them. They're going to have to play solid. They're not going to just not be able to show up and think they can rely on Zach Edey in this particular game. I think that's what we're going to be seeing.
I like that. For me, it comes down to the 3-point shooting. Purdue is the second best 3-point shooting team in the country by percentage this year, and just a rounding error away from Kentucky at number 1. So we know Purdue can fill it up, but Strick, they're playing in a football stadium now. It's not a basketball gym, and I know they've had their practices, they've had their shoot-arounds, they'll have another one probably before the game tomorrow, but we've seen the jump shot abandon these teams that are so good at it. Not that Purdue shoots a whole lot of them, but they shoot them incredibly efficiently at over 40%. And that's the one thing that's been a constant for North Carolina State in this tournament, is that even if they give up open looks, teams haven't converted against them.
Right.
And Duke was a top 20 shooting team in the country in terms of percentage. Didn't knock them down at that rate. Oakland, coming off the Jack Golke game, didn't shoot it nearly the same against NC State. So to me, it comes down to that 3-point variance. If Purdue shoots at 35, 36%, I feel like that's going to be enough to keep the Wolfpack at bay, but obviously excited for the Edey versus Burns matchup. Now the other semifinal, this is the one that I think you get the contrast of styles here. Alabama's tempo, push, whole lot of threes. UConn has struggled to shoot it at times, but it hasn't mattered. They've still won their NCAA tournament games by double digits, even on nights that they couldn't throw it in the ocean from a boat. I am so fascinated by this matchup. Of course, there's the storylines of UConn's plane not getting in, being almost late to media day, and the travel circumstances surrounding that team. There's a really interesting thread by at No Escalators on Twitter that's showing that, UConn doesn't play fast, and Alabama might actually play too fast and doesn't get the best shots. But Mark Sears has been on a tear. Alabama has shot it well from long range. I do have some of those concerns about, again, jump shooting team with a different depth perception in a bigger arena, bigger stadium like this. I hope Alabama shoots it well and gives UConn a game, because that to me is the Crimson Tide's only chance.
I would have to agree. They're going to have to. It's definitely going to have to be from the perimeter. They're not going to just be able to have.
Is that Blaze Cada outside?
That does look like Blaze.
I'm pretty sure that's Blaze.
Yeah, that is Blaze.
Hey, Blaze.
Yeah, just walking around, just on the Ocean, just
Chipotle
walking around a little bit. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to cut you off.
But anyway, they're going to have to. They're going to have to definitely shoot the ball well. They're not just going to have carte blanche to just go in there and do whatever they've got to be fundamentally sound, especially in blocking out. and securing rebounds. If they let UConn dominate that aspect of the game as well, could be a long night for Alabama.
Well, and UConn might dominate it anyways, because of Clingan. Alabama doesn't have anyone near that.
No.
I mean, I guess Grant Nelson, but Clingan's actually kind of put together and built and has been consistent. Nelson has flashed here and there. If he's able to stretch the floor and draw Clingan away, I think that might be an advantage to Alabama. I'm going to assume you have UConn winning that game in the end, though.
I do. I had UConn and
Purdue.
Another battle of Goliaths. That's kind of what I had with UConn winning.
That's the way I see it going as well. And if that's the matchup, hey, the brackets got it right. You end up with the two teams really that have been ranked number one the most all year. You get the stylistic matchup of good shooting on both teams, dominated by the big men. And then we'll have a lot to talk about on Monday about that matchup should we get there. He's Strick. I'm Austin. This is On the Block on 93.7 The Ticket. We're going to take a break. When we get back, we're going to hear from Daniel Kalen and Heinrich Haarberg. We played some clips from Dylan Raiola yesterday. I hate to call them the other guys, but what are the other two quarterbacks in the room? What did they have to say yesterday, their media availability? We'll go through some of their comments on the other side.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies and more mild weather. Afternoon high around 66. Tonight probably cloudy and breezy, below around 42. And tomorrow we'll see increasing clouds, a chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. It'll be windy with the high around 71. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Whether you're looking for a place to stay for a concert at PBA, a Nebraska home game, or just a night on the town, the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket is the place for you. Enjoy an evening at one of many restaurants or bars within a short walking distance. Business travelers at the hotel will enjoy free high-speed internet access, a 24-hour business center, and large in-room workstations. And check out the Bistro, where you'll enjoy healthier food and beverage options, as well as high-tech conveniences. Book your room today at the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Service Ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
This is Coach Bill Bush. You all know my passion for Nebraska. Having coached all over the country, I can honestly say there is no place like Nebraska. You know where there's also no place like? Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank has proudly served Nebraska for over 70 years, and they're located in 9 different communities. Midwest Bank is ready, willing, and able to meet all your personal, business, and agriculture needs. Your community, your bank, and mine, Midwest Bank. Find out more at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Banking should feel personal, not intimidating. At Western National Bank, we're about real connections. Founded by 2 ordinary guys with an extraordinary vision to know each and every customer personally. Fees, they suck. Avoid all fees with Western National Bank's Compass checking account. No monthly fees, no minimum balances, and get this, 5.12 APY on the first $1,000. Open your Compass checking account online in 5 minutes or less at mywmb.com. Experience the difference with Western National Bank. Visit mywmb.com. Member FDIC.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back on the block, and in case you're not on the stream, I would just like to make everyone aware that we do have our double shot backs. You can see both me and Strick at the same time. It's been a while. Appreciate our tech people working behind the scenes to get all those bugs resolved. So just another way that we have to keep pushing the envelope a little bit here. You can see both of us. We'll try to spotlight one of us if it's one of us doing the talking.
We want to get better.
We're both back.
We want to get better. And we want to make the experience for you warm, welcoming, and we thank you all for continuously supporting and joining us here on the block each and every day, 2 to 4, on all streaming platforms, as well as Allo Channel 961, because
at Allo, they're all about their exceptional service and their local heart.
Local heart.
They are all the heck about it.
They're all about it. And if you are able to chime in there, you're able to see us. You can always join into the conversations on the stream as well. If you're able to do that there, you're able to see us. You're able to see our responses, interactions. And if you're not, that's okay. If you're riding in the car, you're listening to us on the radio via inside your car, you can also just jump in on the Sutter Heyman text line at 402-464-5685. We appreciate you guys as well.
A couple things to get to here real quick on the text line before we jump into some local hearts. Want to shout out 4139. So Frick in Lincoln said, played first time at Lincoln Country Club last week and shot a 73, just like riding a bike. LOL. I think that's a good score. Never played Lincoln Country Club, but I'll take your word for it. And Money G says, my son plays college golf in a junior college in Kansas. Found out yesterday he needs hip surgery. He's out for 6 months. Hey, best wishes to you. Hope to your son. Hope the surgery goes well. Jump back on. Jump back in. Absolutely do. Want to shout out Sam, the purchaser, I believe, at SCC. Sam Neneman, appreciate you for listening as well. All right, Strick, we mentioned the local heart, and the 2 local quarterbacks jumped in, right? So much was made of Dylan Raiola's ties to Nebraska. But hey, the other 2 guys, competing for the starting job that we know of are actually from Nebraska. Played their prep ball in Nebraska. Let's start with with Daniel Kaelin here, the Bellevue West product from your high school. He was asked, what's it like going up against Dylan Raiola in practice, being compared to him, right? Everyone, saying Raiola's the presumptive starter. How's Daniel Kaelin handled that? Here's his answer.
I'm sure some people could look at it like that, but really I'm just worried about, being the best player that I can be and competing every day. You kind of hear it, there's a lot of hype around a lot of guys that came in. I'm sure some of the upperclassmen have had the same thing, but we got guys who are unranked, walk-ons, all the way to 5 stars that have played on this team. And I think that's something that, it's great to have in high school, but when you get to the next level, it's just important to work hard and compete every single day. And I'm confident, the best guy is always going to play. We want what's best for the team. So I don't really look at it like that. Me and Dylan, we have a good relationship already and really just push each other to get better every day.
Stricky, I love that. I mean, that was such a mature answer, such a mature way to handle it. It branched out to the rest of the team as well, kind of deflected a little bit. I was really impressed by that answer from Daniel Kaelin.
Well, this is why I think part of the recruiting process is not only determining what their feeling and their affinity is about being there, wanting to be there. If it's only about monetary issues, you're going to lose them regardless, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be about they want to be here. There's something that they want to accomplish. There's something that they want to do. It's the way that they want to compete. I think that's how you're able to retain. I think that's how you're able to keep. I think because they understand that there's levels, there's steps. You're able to have those candid discussions with your coaching staff to know kind of where you are, what you need to improve on, how can you get better. I think Daniel understands there's areas of his game that need to improve. I think he understands he needs to get stronger. I think there's physical aspects and attributes that he didn't want to throw himself out there under the bus. I think he felt that this was a good place for him to not only grow. He felt that the staff was good enough to help him to get to where he wanted to. And that's a very mature answer as you spoke.
Let's get into what he's comfortable with and what he's struggling with. You just brought that up. Here's what Daniel Kaelin had to say about that for himself.
Like I said earlier, the speed of the game is different, but I'm kind of proud of the way I've been able to process for the most part, especially with the type of defense that Coach White teaches with so much movement. They're not running the same coverage twice in a row average. So you really kind of got to be on your toes as far as doing that. But something I feel like I need to improve in is just kind of knowing what the defense is going to be in, pre-snap, because they do so much. It keeps us on our heels, like I said. So still got a lot to learn, but I'm proud of the way I've been able to process for the most part.
Love that from him again. And I'm going to lump this next quote from him in with what he's comfortable with right now, what he's most comfortable with, and then we'll talk about it.
I really we've put in a lot of RPO stuff, and I feel like that's something I've been kind of executing well during practice and that I'm comfortable with. Kind of have a background of doing that in high school as well. So, but yeah, I really like the RPO install that we've put in so far this spring, and I've been comfortable with that.
I really like that, Strick, because when he says he wants to get better at identifying what the defense is in, but he's already comfortable in RPOs, that goes hand in hand to me, because you're not going to make the right read, not going to call the correct option of this run or pass option if you don't know what the defense is in and what it's trying to accomplish. Having the background in high school makes sense. You said last year in the offseason you wanted a Jaden Daniels type of quarterback. There's only a few of those guys out there with that ability in the arm and the legs. I said I wanted a processor, a guy who can identify, diagnose the defense, and then get the Nebraska offense into the correct play. Both Dylan Raiola and Daniel Kaelin said going against this Nebraska defense, how it doesn't do anything similarly play to play, it mixes it up a lot, has been good for their development already in diagnosing and understanding, and being able to sprinkle in some more RPO concepts, putting that on the quarterback's plate to get Nebraska's offense into the right play. I think down the road that can serve Nebraska well as these guys continue to learn and grow in their understanding of what Nebraska wants to do and what opposing defenses want to do.
Well, yeah. I mean, one of the unique things about the 3-3-5 is it's kind of in some forms maybe similar to maybe a 4-4, maybe a 3-4, because like what Pittsburgh plays, there's just a lot of people coming in different places. You would kind of understand and assess what their skill set is. Is this person that's at the end or at the linebacker, what is he more like? You kind of have to decipher that. You have to know who the starters and the backups are, and the reason being is you want to know, maybe they bring a backup in. He's not very good at drop. You want to know these things. You want to know the difference between this guy. Oh, he's a tremendous rush guy, rush in blitzer. You want to understand kind of who's there. He's challenged in this specific area. Okay, if I can get a tight end matched up with him, or an angle route, or some form of an option route with one of our Brahmir Johnson type of running back. You want to understand those things, and that's what I think helps them, because there's nothing usual about the 3-3-5. They're going to they're going to get in different gaps. They're going to shoot different gaps. It's designed to kind of mix up, and hopefully you make a mistake in your scheme. You're not able to just say, okay, I'm able to put hat on this guy because he may slant. He may shoot a gap. There's different things. There may be a blitz come. You just don't know. And that's the thing that I think is going to help the line. It's going to continue to help them in their processing as well.
It absolutely will. This on the text line from Dave in Fullerton. It would have been easy for Daniel Kalen to stay in Missouri. He's not looking for easy. I like that about him. Here's a comment from Daniel Kalen. If Nebraska was the right decision for him early in spring ball.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's something I've wanted to do ever since I wanted to play in college football. I went to Bellevue West, and I remember kind of Jay Ducker was a guy who did that early on, and then really every year at Bellevue West kind of had people do that after. So it's something I planned on doing for a while, and I definitely made the right choice. I feel like I'd definitely be a little behind if I came in the summer. So it's definitely the right decision.
Listening back, that was more about enrolling early than I guess being at Nebraska. But again, that's the difficult choice, right? He could have, lived out the rest of high school, been the big man on campus for, a few more months. But I love that from him too. I mean, it's barely even a credit to the quarterbacks, right? I feel like it's the bare minimum expectation that if you're a quarterback, you're on campus in the spring, diving in first and diving in most to the playbook, the weight room, and more individual workouts maybe than other positions.
Yeah. I just love the fact that he's willing. He's willing to take the chance. He's willing to compete. It's something that I don't know if I've seen in a little bit. You see him at some schools. I think you maybe see it at Alabama, some guys, or at Georgia. You'll see it at some schools. I think that they're willing to wait, grow, get better.
Ohio State.
You'll see it. You'll see it at some places. I'm not mad at Quinn Ewers for leaving, going back home, and, Ohio State, maybe I think there's some things he learned, being able to not have to take the pressure and the weight, and made him a little bit better. Unfortunately had an injury, but was able to get back to, I think, the place where he originally really wanted to be, and made some money doing it. Yeah, we don't see this very much often. And this is why, we got word. I think that we were on edge. A lot of us were on edge yesterday because we didn't know what the situation was going to be with a Husker. And we were all kind of dumbfounded, where we're thinking about Bryce and whether or not he was going to stay or he was going to go. He was going to jump in the transfer portal. And I think in that, you kind of wonder what makes a young man tick, what makes them want to bounce or leave or go or stay. And I think you really have to dig into the psyche of those things now more than ever. You have to really, it's not basic recruiting at this point. It used to be things like tradition. It used to be things like coach and staff. It used to be things like success and, just some basic, really, you need to understand the psyche. How do they really feel about being away from home? What do they feel about, is it really a monetary thing? Is this really just a stopgap for you? You just want to come because you got to know how to really deal with that. And you got to recruit in an expanded way now, more so than you ever did.
Absolutely. Couple more here. Let's flip to Heinrich Haarberg. He was the first quarterback to speak. We're getting to him last in our rundown here. Of course, he's the only returner in the quarterback room with any collegiate experience. Here's Heinrich Haarberg in his own words on what he learned from playing quarterback last year.
I mean, it hit Illinois last year, and I was starting to feel all those hits racking up. Just some little injuries that all of a sudden they blew up into bigger ones that resulted in me, not being at the top speed that I should be to have the explosive plays that I had earlier in the year. And, every now and then, I'd bust one out like Michigan State. But I think I wouldn't say that I want to change my style of play. I still want to be a physical downhill runner that punishes, but at the same time, being smarter with my body, knowing when to be that runner, and when maybe, if I get the first down, maybe just get out of bounds, don't take an unnecessary hit. So I think all of that experience from last year will carry over and have even more this year.
We hear that a lot about these big physical running quarterbacks. I mean, Josh Allen, we've heard that talked about. Cam Newton back in the day, Andrew Luck. And I'm not going to throw Lamar Jackson in there because he's a different type of runner. But Strick, obviously the point of conversation for most Husker fans is the throwing motion, the throwing mechanics of Heinrich Haarberg. He was asked about that. What aspects of it has he focused on fixing throughout the offseason?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the things last year that resulted in, accuracy, I wouldn't say issues, but, just some things that even against Michigan, batted balls, dropping the elbow down a little bit. So, that's something that Coach Thomas and I have been working on, and I'm going to continue to work on this spring into the summer. And I think that'll help a lot with, some of those issues that I had last year that hopefully just improve.
I like that. It's very self-aware. He knows it's identifiable on film. What he went on to say, Strick, that I think is really the money part of the quote is he compared it to a golf swing, right? How you can drill it and rep it and get as many practice swings in as you can, but then you get out on the course in the tournament and it all goes out the window. Comparing that to the heat of the moment against Michigan, where he would drop the elbow, get those passes batted down. Football. I like to think I know a little bit. We can see those issues. It's good to see that Coach Thomas sees them, that he sees them
and
is addressing them and understands the real crucible of fire is the live reps.
Mm-hmm.
And even more real than that is game action. If he should be the starting quarterback or get in. So I like that he said not only does he have to fix them, he has to prove that they're fixed when it comes to game time.
Yeah, that's the point. And that goes back to the point, Austin, that we talk about sometimes and some of the discussions that we have. When the pressure hits, what happens to the player?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it doesn't matter what sport it is. It could be basketball.
What sport, what level?
It could be baseball. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
In the heat of the moment in baseball, a situation would happen like this where you're, like you said, you've been drilling. You've been struggling with sliders inside. But now there's runners on second and third, right?
1 out.
Or, there's not on first and second. It's different because if you're a left-handed batter and you're struggling with sliders inside, that's okay because you want to pull the ball.
Yeah.
Right? But it's second and third. There's a shift on because everything you're going to be getting is inside.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to require you to break the norm of your thoughts, and because you're an open stance pull hitter. That's why they're shifting, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've got to pause, relinquish your willingness to yank this ball unless it's freaking a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And you want something in the middle out, and you're going to have to hold back just a little bit. So you've got to break your normal. That's what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not normal. The same thing, the pressure that mounts in a basketball situation, Austin, would be like, okay, we're down 10 or down 12. There's 15 minutes left in the game. You think you can get 12 points in one shot? No. So normally you revert back to an AAU mindset or I got to take over mindset. And it's really not that. It's really get something good, figure out, attack, stop the clock, get to the free. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
These things go out the window when you're in the midst of the game. And that's what you have to train your mind to really get outside of yourself and going back when everybody has fear or when everybody's dealing with an issue or problem, they revert back to what's comfortable. Everybody has that mechanism. And that's the thing that you have to get through. And that's what he's talking about.
We heard it from all three quarterbacks. I think that's been a focus this offseason from Marcus Satterfield, Glenn Thomas, and everyone that's helped coach these guys. Good stuff there. Seems like a quarterback room with three good heads on its shoulders, at least from the ones that we were able to hear in front of the media. There's maybe a little bit more we can dive into in that front a little bit later. We're about 40 minutes away from being joined by Spud Webb, former NC State Wolfpack guard, NBA dunk champion. So stay tuned for that at 3:30. We'll put a bow on hour one of On the Block next. Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Now's the time to schedule your air conditioner service check with Bryant. Make sure it's ready to keep you cool and comfortable when you really need it. Call Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating, 467-1111.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies and more mild weather. Afternoon high around 66. Tonight, probably cloudy and breezy, the low around 42. And tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds, a chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. It'll be windy with the high around 71. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Spring is a time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Fuhrer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fuhrer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Power combo BOGO? Huh?
Yes, if you purchase an air conditioner, you receive a furnace completely free. At John Henry's, our professionals want to ensure you are comfortable in your home all year long, no matter what Nebraska has to throw at us. Call today to schedule your free estimate and learn more about the free furnace waiting for you. Give John Henry's a call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Whether you're looking for a place to stay for a concert at PBA, a Nebraska home game, or just a night on the town, the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket is the place for you. Enjoy an evening at one of many restaurants or bars within a short walking distance. Business travelers at the hotel will enjoy free high-speed internet access, a 24-hour business center, and large in-room workstations. And check out the bistro, where you'll enjoy healthier food and beverage options, as well as high-tech conveniences. Book your room today at the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
The playoff race is heating up, and the Lincoln Stars are pushing for their third consecutive postseason berth this spring. Join us at the Icebox as the Stars host the Sioux City Musketeers at 7:05 p.m. on Friday and the Omaha Lancers at 6:05 on Saturday. Friday is FFA and Ag Night, and Saturday is Billet Appreciation Night. Lock in your seats for all the fights, checks, and goals now at LincolnStars.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends. Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
I'd like to have my fun maybe more like on like a Tuesday, like in February or something. Let's see if I can pull a prank on somebody. Yeah, but not on
It's
prank
like his
day.
total amateur hour.
Yeah, it's just like National Prank Day. Yeah.
Yeah, I do got a little announcement to make.
What's that? Oh, wait, breaking news?
I won't be here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Monday.
Whoa.
What, Kitty? This
April Fools.
Oh! He got it. He got that's actually well done. It's so good.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rounding out hour one of On the Block, Austin Norman and Erick Strickland with you. Strick, I know you're a fan of pumping iron.
Yeah, get in the
Flex for the
gym.
people. Yeah, let me see what's up. Give him a flex. Yeah, look at that. There it is. Okay. Are you a fan of irony?
Oh, man.
Ironic moments? Okay.
I actually am.
Here's this one for you. Across the street in Cincinnati from the Pete Rose statue, there is a BetMGM sportsbook.
No way.
I kid you not.
No, there's no way, bro.
I kid you not.
Do you think they did that on purpose, Austin? Do you think they did that on purpose? Like, do you think they just said, you know what, let's just spark the flame? But here's what I'm glad about.
A little bit.
I'm actually glad that they do have a statue, though. Because I don't care. I talk about this all the time, Austin. I talk about it by way of just sometimes there's frustration with this cancel culture thing, right? I do have frustration with that. And here's why. Because we're all human. We're all capable of making mistakes. We're all capable of falling short. Sometimes we can be very judgmental. We can be putting ourselves and be hypocritical. There's so many aspects about us to where we can look outside of ourselves and see the pole in our eye or the speck in our eye in someone else's eye, not the one in our own, right? And one of the things that I do is I try to not be quick to judge, because a lot of things that happens today is people are judged by way of media or publicly before you're able to determine the true factors of the situation. And it's tough to retract. The same thing that media sometimes do, where they'll go out and they'll write an article and it'll be front page news. It'll be blasted all over the place. And then you come to realize
6 months later,
mistake. But then they put the little, you know what I'm saying?
The tiny retraction.
The little retraction, and oh yeah, we really made a mistake. They put it on page 20 or 30, and then the damage is already done. Okay. Not going to say that's the situation with Pete Rose, but I'm saying it from this element, this space. When people do something on the field, in the arena, in their careers, that doesn't nullify in music. It doesn't nullify the work that they did in the sport, in the industry, in the movie business. I don't think that should be canceled, their work of what they did. Everybody has a life off screen, off camera, off field, out of the arena. The way you see me, or people that know me, they may know me by way of the arena, but they don't know me. So I'm just like anybody else. I fall short. I make mistakes. I just like you.
And you deserve a chance to bounce back from it.
Yeah. Right. And so that's what I'm saying. And sometimes when you get caught in the media and we lose track. A pastor, it doesn't matter. We lose track of the fact that they're human just like we are. And that in weak moments in a situation doesn't taint what Pete Rose did on the field. Yes, he made a mistake in doing something that he shouldn't have done. And obviously it taints the purity of the game of baseball. But at the same time, I still think what he did that's why I'm glad they got the statue.
Derek,
I went all the way around that just to get to that point, but I really wanted to.
You talked through it. You didn't go around.
I didn't want to
Yeah.
just throw it out there and lose the context of what I was trying to say.
Yeah, context is important. Sometimes we forget that. Derek in the car says, Strick, amen to everything you just said. And some of us just need a second chance.
Period.
Plain and simple.
Period.
Want to shout out Nate Rohr of Husker Softball. Stopped by the building on his way to Bowlin Stadium. Husker Softball in action against Penn State tonight. Big series. Nebraska 5-0 in conference. Penn State 5-1 in Big Ten play. 26-7 overall are the Nittany Lions. Just 1-6 on the road. So maybe a good opportunity for Nebraska softball with this series being at Bowlin Stadium. And then baseball takes on Ohio State. Nebraska, the last undefeated team in the conference. They swept Northwestern in baseball. Ohio State took the first 2 games of their series last weekend against Purdue before falling on Sunday. We'll take a break. We're about half an hour away from getting Spud Webb on the airwaves. But we got a lot of Nebraska basketball to talk before we talk some North Carolina State. I'm sure you all have seen it. The announcement video jointly posted by Bryce Williams and Juwan Gary. We'll get into that news. And Keisei Tominaga putting on one hell of a show yesterday. All that and more.
One other thing.
Yeah, what? What am I missing?
We've got to get back to the survey we put out.
The survey. That's right.
We got to throw the survey back out there as well.
Eddie Strick 20. Go find it. You might be able to see the results ahead of time or vote in it if you haven't yet. We'll get all of that when we get back to On the Block.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-2840.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through April 7th, enjoy USDA Choice 8-ounce New York strips for $6.99 each, hickory smoked bacon for $4.99 per pound, fresh boneless, skinless chicken breast for $2.99 per pound, and whole tri-tip for $9.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
The need in our community, if you just look at the numbers, it's frightening. We're serving over 1,000 kids every day. With the passion of our people, I really feel like our potential to be of even greater service to kids and families who are struggling is just unlimited. But in order to have the greatest impact, we need all the help we can get from the community.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
This is Coach Bill Bush. You all know my passion for Nebraska. Having coached all over the country, I can honestly say there is no place like Nebraska. You know where there's also no place like? Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank has proudly served Nebraska for over 70 years, and they're located in 9 different communities. Midwest Bank is ready, willing, and able to meet all your personal, business, and agriculture needs. Your community, your bank, and mine, Midwest Bank. Find out more at Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
I think about all the infrastructure that got built up behind the scenes by Coach Osborne, that Coach Solich took over, and then some of that infrastructure was eroded. Matt Rule still has to prove this, but I think Matt Rule's style is that, yeah, he'd like the infrastructure in place, but I think Matt Rule has the personality to do everything in his power to bend it to the way he wants it.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for 3! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Yes, a big thanks to NEBCO for sponsoring our show. Big thanks to Good Sense for the sandwiches today. It's Good Sense Friday here at 93.7 The Ticket. They've got a handful of Lincoln locations. Make sure you get yours if you're looking for something quick, easy, and tasty for your supper plans tonight. I'm Austin Norman, joined by Husker Hall of Famer, 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland. Stricky, the Nebraska men's basketball season might be over. We know there's been plenty of news in regards to the transfer portal. So far, it's been an exodus with the 5 players putting their names in the portal, leaving Nebraska. Well, some good news on the Husker front. 2 players are returning. Never officially entered their names in the transfer portal, had the option to do so. But yesterday, about 6 o'clock, give or take, there was a video dropped on Juwan Gary's Twitter account announcing that both he and Bryce Williams will be returning for Nebraska men's basketball. I think that's good news, music to the ears of a lot of Husker fans. 2 guys that at that size, Nebraska doesn't have much of the positional flexibility. Those guys fill a lot of roles and a lot of, positions and holes on that team. Given how we were talking about the state the team was in with all of the exoduses,
I think this is a good sign for next year's team that you get, your second leading scorer in Bryce Williams back, and maybe your most important defender in Juwan Gary back.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you're talking about two frontline guys, a guard, but they do multiple things. I think Bryce plays pretty good defense. I think Juwan plays pretty good defense. So you're looking at two guys that are probably two of your better defenders, especially on the perimeter. There's the slash ability, the post ability. You're going to get that back. They already have great chemistry together. They know each other. Now you just want to add these other parts. I think there needs to be a discussion. I think you want to just get Bryce back to just being able to focus on attacking, getting downhill, scoring, getting to the free throw line, and take the responsibility of having to handle the ball. I'm hoping that that's the case with Bryce. And so we'll see what the other additions are. There's talk that they're maybe pursuing Perkins over from Iowa. Obviously you have Ulis on campus as well, but there still needs to be some additions. You've lost some frontline help, another wing guy, not necessarily a defender, but definitely a scorer in Eli Rice. And so they've got some work to do. I mean, they're down to maybe 5 significant players returning. You got Bryce,
Juwan,
Sam, and then everybody else pretty much jumped at Jamarcus.
Yeah.
Wilcher, lose Tamanaga, lose Alec. So 4, because you've got Rink Mast.
He hasn't officially.
So he hasn't decided yet.
Right.
So
we'll get to that in a sec, though.
Yeah. I mean, so it's one of those things. It's good to see that. At least they know they are the cornerstones of what's returning. And they can be a part of the recruitment process of bringing guys in. They can sell the story. And that's one of the things that you have to have in recruitment, Austin. It's when I was playing here, most of the guys, not all, but most of the guys they would send to me because I was a local guy. I was one of the leaders on the team, and I knew I could sell this place to a young guy. It's one of the reasons why, oh gosh, my mind just drew a blank. He was from New Zealand.
Ty Webster?
Ty Webster. It's one of the reasons, not because of it, just happened to be sitting in the arena, and Ty's father and I were around the same time playing ball. He just wanted to have a conversation with me because he literally was not going to send his son. He just didn't feel it was the fit. And this is part of the discussion that I have. I even had with Trev before he left. I think, that's something I can dig into a little bit, Austin, because I actually shared this with Trev. Because one thing I know about Nebraska is it's not racial. You understand?
Okay.
We're not going to get into any racial debate, but I'm just saying I know that to be my experience here was phenomenal. Most people's are phenomenal, and it's the reason why your Tommy Frazier's and the likes of a lot of them, Cluster Johnsons, a lot of people, Tony Veland's, they're from here, but they stay here because it's the experience as well as the time spent. You stay. Riley, I even get a chance to hang out with Riley Washington, who's up the road. He's cut my hair and done my stuff. Riley Washington, shout out to you as well. They stay. There's a reason for that. And you got Abdul Muhammad up there in Omaha, who came from Cali.
Yeah.
You could have went back to the Sun and Fun.
Oh, yeah.
But he stayed. There's a reason why.
Steve Warren.
Jay, Steve. You can go just run down the gamut, right? Now, I used to tell him, in the day and age that we live today, Austin, there's one thing that exists that's an underlying current to just the way people make decisions. And that's what you call perception becomes reality to people, right? And so I used to tell Trev, I said, listen, Trev, I know that this isn't a situation here at Nebraska. I know that we care and everybody's open and everybody has an opportunity and so forth and so on. I said, but there's one thing that a lot of young men and their parents, unfortunately by perception, Even my perception, when my dad said, we're moving to Nebraska to go to Offutt, I said, I ain't going to Nebraska. There's nothing but corn out there. You know.
Oh, you were one of those
here,
people.
Yeah, and you get here and you realize that this is a nice place. You know, people are wonderful. It's a city. It's, you know, there's things to do, so forth. You realize that. But I say it, and I said, but the perception is that's all it is. The perception is that in the halls of this place, it may exist, because one thing we sometimes can be is tribal, and not that's the end all be all, or it's a necessary commodity of life, but it happens, unfortunately. So you're trying to recruit guys from the Southeast, you're trying to recruit guys from Florida, you're trying to recruit guys from Texas, you're trying to go into Duncanville.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And get some of the best talent out of Duncanville to bring them up here. But when they walk those halls, I said, look, I'm not saying we hire tokens to make it look like it. I'm saying if they're qualified, bring them in. Because what's going to happen is when these young men and their parents and they're walking these halls, Austin, they're going to look around and they're going to say, well, dang, I don't know. What happens if my son who can he talk to? Where can he go? Who can he have communication with when he's struggling with an issue? And that's real life stuff, unfortunately. And so that's where, I think that happens sometimes. And it's also part of the decision as to why sometimes people come and they stay or they go or they don't or whatever the case may be. I think that happens sometimes, unfortunately.
Right. You're definitely onto something there. On that thread, Augie on the text line asks, who do you think is the guy that's selling this program to recruits today?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. And I mean, I used to say this with Tim Miles all the time. I even had this discussion with Coach Doc Sadler. Not as much with Tim, but definitely Doc. I said, Doc, listen. I said, this doesn't have to be me, but Doc looks like shout out to Doc Sadler, love him. But Doc looks like the Doc on Back to the Future.
Oh yeah,
just a little heavier.
He'd be that guy,
right? They got the same, the hair, if you
personality,
just put the personality, you just put the coat on him.
Yeah.
You just put the coat on him and you got him.
Yeah.
And Doc, I used to say, Doc, listen, when you go in to sit down with a young player, I said, they're looking at you wondering, how are you going to get my son to the next level? I like your personality. There's things I like about you. I said, there's sometimes you might want to get somebody on your staff that when they go in, they see that, okay, oh, I know you. I don't care if it's Pikowski. I don't care who it is. Somebody that they could say, oh, yeah, okay, I can see this. You see what I'm saying? Because when they look at you, they're like, how is he going to get my son to the
You just
next
pointed
level?
at me.
No, not
Dang.
you. Not
I'm
you.
the Duke shooting coach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're the
Streak.
shooting coach.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
I'm
you.
getting them there.
But yeah, that's the thing. Unfortunately, that sometimes that perception creeps in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's and I used to see it because with Kentucky, they used to have Rod Strickland on their staff. Rod was one of those guys that would go right alongside him and sit down and they would have pro conversations. Oh, shoot, yeah. Oh, Kyrie's godfather too? Oh, yeah. There's things you can sell. And then I don't know who that is for the team because, I don't know if it's Ernie. I know Ernie's one of their main recruiters. I don't know who it is. Obviously,
well,
Fred
they all work together. It seems like more of a team effort.
Yeah.
Right. And that, early Fred days, it was Abdelmassi. But now I think everyone has their roles in recruiting.
Yeah.
So you can sell different aspects of the program through different people sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. I just, that is true. But I think you need to have someone associated that can sell it. Because that's what we had.
Yeah.
I mean, we had multiple guys on our team that were from Nebraska. So when Vincent Hamilton comes in, when Mikey Moore comes in and they're hanging with me, I can actually tell them, man, I've lived here, man. When they have real questions, I can actually tell them.
Right.
And be authentic about it because I've lived here. So I don't know if they have that on the team, on the staff, who that person is. Maybe it's Cale Jacobson. I don't know. But we used to have that because it was me. It was Jason Glock. It was Badge. It was multiple guys. Yeah. Chadadius. It was multiple guys that we could, if we could identify and say, yeah, I think that would be a coach would come in and say, who do you think, we should send them with? I think you probably should send them with Badge, or I think you should send them with Strick, or I think you should go with Jason Glock. We would have those discussions because they need to be able, at some point, not necessarily through the whole trip, but at some point,
connect with them.
Yeah. I think that's what's good about the football team. You got Daniel Kalen. You've got some form of connection to Nebraska by way of Raiola. You've got things, you got stories that you can now tell.
It's funny how far something so little can go, just like that. And I think the obvious answer that some people throw out would be Sam Hoiberg, but he's not from Nebraska. His dad's the coach, right? Like, yeah, Sam went to high school here for 1 year, 2 years?
Yeah.
But I don't think Sam is necessarily that guy. Henry Burt doesn't play enough, I don't think, to be that guy.
Yeah.
So I think Nebraska, that might be the next stage, is selling itself, in a figurative sense, but maybe also in a literal sense as well, because we know that NIL comes into these discussions.
Yeah.
I don't know what the conversations were, if there were any behind the scenes with, Bryce Williams and or Juwan Gary to get them to return, but I'm sure there had to be some sort of conversation going on with those two guys to either, make sure they were happy and make sure they were staying, or if there were rumblings, reassure them that they were here. But Strick, I saw this tweet from Isaac Trotter, who's a national college basketball writer for 24/7 Sports. He says, the second-year bump for transfers is very real and very scary. Guys like Mark Sears, Terrence Shannon Jr., Tyler Kolek, Tristan Newton, Baylor Shireman, Johnny Broom, and Devin Carter all erupted. Okay, what does that have to do with Nebraska? Wouldn't be surprised if Bryce Williams is next up. That's how he ends that tweet. We saw the starter kit for Bryce Williams in a lot of ways. If Nebraska is going to take a next step, Bryce Williams has to have a next step in him, be comfortable enough in his role and in the place that he's at here in Lincoln to grow as a player and become that first team all-conference type of guy.
Facts. Yeah, I think he can. And I'm glad that he made the decision to do that. That's still why I think some of my frustration is with the Eli Rice situation, bro. You know what I mean? I really do. I think that's I don't know if some of them can really understand just how that these young players sometimes just don't understand that if you stick and stay, how your time is going to come your way.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah. Speaking of a guy who had his time, his moment in the sun, let's have some fun reliving the Keisei Tominaga show from last night. He will be playing in the All-Star, college All-Star game tonight. Forget what channel it's on. He'll be playing in it. Last night, though, Strick, Keisei captivated the nation. He won the 3-point shootout, won the first round by a couple points, beat Jamison Battle at one point in that competition, beat someone from Hofstra, beat Boogie Ellis, who's really been around the block in college basketball, committed to Duke, decommitted, went to play for Penny at Memphis, jumped from Memphis out to USC, where he's really blossomed into a good player, good all-around scorer. And then Keisei did one of the most Keisei things that I've ever seen Keisei do. He leaned into the Japanese Steph Curry moniker.
That's a fact.
He had 6 seconds left coming up to his last shot. He held it, spun the ball a couple times, looked down court to wait for the other person to finish shooting. Finally teed it up with like half a second on the clock. Quick enough release, got it to go. Turned around midair. And I am so bummed that we didn't get Keisei as a March Madness hero.
Oh, gosh.
But gosh darn it, if it wasn't fun watching him set America on fire in the 3-point shootout last night.
It was wonderful to see the players embrace him. It was wonderful to see the announcers jump into the mix. The crowd was into it. That was good. And it's good to see for Keisei. I still believe he's going to get a shot. I think it's going to be out west. Monitor my words on that. Don't know which team, if it's SAC, if it's Golden State, if it's the Lakers, if it's LA Clippers. I actually think probably Tehran may take a flyer on him just by way of the connection. Bring him in, let him play in Summer League. He's going to get a Summer League shot. He's going to get an opportunity. And this is where you're going to see if he's going to be able to be exposed, if he's going to be able to change and play at the point guard position. how tested he's going to be, speed, physical, all of that stuff. The shot is not the problem. It's just the other elements of the game that's going to that court's going to open up.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to open up wide for your eyes to be able to do things offensively. But on the other end, you're going to have to face guys. I mean, just think about who he's going to have to face. De'Aaron Fox. You know what I mean? It's going to be De'Aaron Fox. It's going to be Ja Morant. It's going to be
Spider Mitchell, Steph, Jalen Brunson.
Come on, somebody. I mean, just go down the list. That's what KJ's going to have to deal with. He's not going to be able to deal with no two. He's not going to be able to deal with no Bookers. He's not going to be able to deal with he's not going to be able to do that. So you can't hide him. This ain't no Jokic. So you see, Denver's done a good job of understanding how to hide Jokic as far as in different ways with coverages.
Mm-hmm.
You can hide it, but you can't hide no guard. You're out there, baby, on that island.
Yeah, and that island is not Japan this time.
It's not Japan, and it's not Revis Island. We're butt naked out there.
No kidding.
Just think about how that would have been facing an old school Westbrook. He still would have to face him now. Westbrook still ain't no punk.
Well, Westbrook could be on his team, so he'd be learning from us.
Yeah,
if he's in Los Angeles. Yeah. Couple things from that shootout. Did you see Boo Buie after Casey won it?
I didn't.
Boo Buie was standing there in the crowd of all these players that were there. Casey was walking by, dapping everyone up. About one step before Casey got to Boo Buie, pulled the phone out and kind of turned away.
Did he really?
Yeah. I'll find the video and I'll send it to you because it's so funny. Hate is so real.
The hate is real.
Yeah.
He will not forget what Casey did to them with the hand. It's become a national treasure at this point.
Yeah.
I would love any and everybody to whoever comes to Nebraska to continue that wonderful head to the Casey, hands to the head, not hands on your knees, hands to your head.
The other Big Ten fan base that's salty is Indiana. Nebraska men's basketball swept them in the regular season, beat them in the Big Ten tournament, so 3-0 against them. But we had Steph versus Sabrina in the WNBA three-point shootout. We had Keisei Tominaga versus the women's winner, Sarah Scalia of Indiana. Casey beat her to win the whole thing. So Nebraska 4-0 against Indiana this year. Them Hoosiers hate them Huskers.
They're not happy about it.
Last thing before we get to break and get our special guest of the day, Spud Webb, on. You mentioned Rink Mast. Rink was there watching Casey. You saw the two of them conversing after the event. There's been nothing said about Rink's future at Nebraska, whether he's, testing the international waters for sure, transfer portaling again, returning. We don't know what the deal is. But I thought that was really cool to see, Nebraska's two international guys there on the same stage, to see Rink there supporting a teammate. I thought that was a really nice gesture by him.
Yeah. The international connection. They got international.
The Netherlands-Japan alliance is strong.
They got international vibes. So, yeah, that's good. I think Casey's going to have a decision to make. It's going to be one of you go make a lot of the money now or you wait and make a lot of the money later.
Right.
Because I think he could play in the G League, and I think he could play if my goal is to become not just the Japanese Steph Curry and to actually be a form of that here. I wait a year. I go give me a shot, give me some G League. That's going to tell me a lot about myself, and maybe get a two-way contract, potentially get up a little bit, maybe see if I can get a little run. And if it doesn't work out or pan out, then make your trek back over. Cool with that.
Like where that's at. We'll take a break. When we get back, former NBA dunk contest champion Spud Webb, former NC State Wolfpack player Spud Webb, joins the show. We'll talk with him about his Wolfpack in the Final Four, facing Purdue, his career, and plenty more. You won't want to miss this next during On the Block.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage, 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies and more mild weather. Afternoon high around 66. Tonight probably cloudy and breezy, a low around 42. And tomorrow we'll see increasing clouds, a chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. It'll be windy with the high around 71. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-2840.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through April 7th, enjoy USDA Choice 8-ounce New York strips for $6.99 each, hickory smoked bacon for $4.99 per pound, fresh boneless, skinless chicken breast for $2.99 per pound, and whole tri-tip for $9.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
NEBCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEBCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEBCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to On the Block. E. Strick here, as well as Austin Orman. my partner, my friend Spud Webb, will be joining us. He just stepped away from the mic for a second, but he will be back. We're excited to have him because you once we bring him in, you're going to be able to see on the background that he has all the NC State stuff all in the crib. So that's something that we're going to get to see. I'm letting him know we are back because he could have stepped to the bathroom. So he is there. He is there.
We saw him.
We've got him there.
Well, yeah, when I think of underdogs, right? You're the underdog king.
Yeah.
I feel like Spud fits that, right? Transferring up to NC State, who's the underdog in that kind of Tobacco Road triangle. And the underdog, I'm sure we'll talk about it, in the dunk contest.
Yeah.
Right? Who think, Anthony Spud Webb. Like talk about an underdog, like ultimate underdog joining us here in just a minute.
Man, no doubt, man. He's able to pull it off and beat one of his teammates at the time, Dominique Wilkins. And Dominique Wilkins was the human highlight film. He had that name for an absolute reason. And so that's the one thing about him that we are excited about, because he was able to do this in Dallas.
Stricktown, USA.
1986 was able to land it right there in Dallas. And so
as we wait for him to get back, Strick, too, you posted that Twitter poll, right, of the places that you would want to see basketball go, right?
Yeah.
The results ended up, Justin here is saying Orlando is where he'd want the college basketball playoffs in realm to go. I think that makes sense. We're getting him back right here on the show. But yeah, I think there's a lot of interesting answers there. But Stricky, without further ado, let's bring him in.
There he is, Spud Webb. Spudnik. We can't hear you. You're not, is he not mute? Is he good?
Should be good.
You got it muted, Spud?
We're all up.
Yeah, you've got to maybe you do have it muted, and if not, we'll just we'll call you. But man, we would love to have you because we see all the NC State gear. Dang, I hate that. Golly.
We'll adjust.
We'll
pivot.
Spud, we'll what we'll do, man, is we'll call you. We'll jump off. We'll give you a quick call because some reason we can't hear you. We got everything on the board is up, right?
Yes, everything on the board looks good on our end. So let's get Spud a call here while we're waiting to get him connected. Brad also said Orlando for college basketball. That's where the college basketball players want to be. Vegas, Justin said, would be too expensive and I'd get in trouble. That's funny, Justin. Phoenix doesn't seem like the most exciting city. See, that's kind of funny when you say Phoenix doesn't seem like the most exciting city because it's hosted a lot of events. I mean, it's a big pro city. There's a lot going on there. And hey, talk about getting in trouble. I know a lot of bachelor and bachelorette parties find their way to Phoenix, Scottsdale, Glendale, that whole area as well. And then Seattle? Really? What's so bad about Seattle? I mean, maybe I can get it not being everyone's favorite, everyone's cup of tea, but Seattle's not so bad. I mean, yeah, maybe it can get a little dreary from time to time. The clouds and the rain and whatnot. But hey, Seattle itself is nice. And again, I just threw that out there as something different, as an option for, a place that has basketball, that knows basketball, and that I think really, deserves to have basketball back. All right, Tricky, we good?
Yeah, we got him now. Spudnik, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
There we go. We got you, man. We just couldn't hear for some reason. By way of the stream. Would have loved to have you on stream, but it's okay. You're on the Allo VIP line where, Austin?
They understand exceptional service with local hearts, Ricky.
My man, there it is. So Spudnik, man, we got Spud Webb on the line joining us from Dallas, Texas. Spud had a 12, 13-year career in the NBA, played for the Atlanta Hawks, spent some time in Sacramento, came back to the Hawks, a little bit of time with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and finished up with Orlando in between there, a few stints in CBA, so forth and so on. But at the end of the day, he was the dunk champion in 1986, beating out Dominique Wilkins, who is the human highlight film. Spud is a good friend of mine. Thank you for joining us today, Spud, because your alma mater, the NC State Wolfpack, has found their way in an illustrious run that started at the ACC tournament where I'm sure I think it was a 10,000 to 1 odds for them to win the NCAA. If you put a bet in on that one, you hit a nice lick on that one. My God. And
right.
Huh?
I said right.
But yeah, Spud, man, I let everybody know, man, the time that we were able to spend, the friendship that we're able to bond, and cigar life that we also participate in, as well as the golf. Austin said, he said, which one of you, Strick, is the better golfer? I said, Sputnik is definitely the better golfer than me.
Used to be.
So, Spud, man, tell us about how you felt, because it's got to be very prideful. It's got to be something to just, when everybody's doubted, and you've come from that. You and I are part of the Get Doubted crew, where people probably looked at us and they thought there was some deficiency about us, and we happened to just prove them wrong. And you happen to have a great career over a decade in doing so. So tell us how you were able to look at this team and get inspired about where they're at now in the Final Four.
Yeah, Strick. Appreciate you having me. Take time out to, have your old friend on. But, we all come from the dirt, man, and we work our way up. And that's what seemed like the NC State Cinderella team this year, going off of what 83 did, is surprised everybody by winning 5 games in 5 days, hitting a half-court shot almost just to stay alive at the buzzer to the Final Four, man. And you can't be inspired by that. You don't have a pulse. And Coach Keats has got them playing, unbelievable. He had a lot of transfers, so it probably took him a little time to get them playing his system. So it's working out. So both the DJs have been unbelievable this year.
Absolutely, Spud. So check this out, man. Did you hear about the contract? Like, just think about that. You're going into this season. At some point, maybe they're even looking at you. Are you on the hot seat? Things maybe didn't look good, and you may have to return and make a run at it next year. And then all of a sudden you make this run and a contract kicks in with all these freaking bonuses. And now he's hit a lick as a coach now. And he's pretty much solidified himself, getting an extension of 2 years by way of that contract. With the recruiting landscape of the day, is it good to know that your coach is going to be solid, he's locked in, and he's going to be there for the long haul?
Yeah, that's unbelievable that a guy that probably was on the hot seat lose the first game in the ACC tournament. You never know about what people are thinking about getting rid of you. And then he ended up winning. And like you say, the contract basis of bonuses that he's won has been unbelievable. And then he gets a 2-year extension off winning the ACC championship, beating Duke twice, Carolina and Virginia, all these top 20 teams, and Marquette, and then Duke again. Man, that's some run that you just made for movies. But hopefully that he can build off of it, because the portal helped us out with those 5, COVID years, and then the 5th-year seniors that he's brought in to help the program move in the right direction.
Hey, Spud, it's Austin, Strick's partner here on the show. Thanks for taking some time to join us. I'm a Nebraska kid, born and raised, but I am also a Duke basketball fan. I've been a Duke basketball fan for a while, so you got me, like you said, multiple times this year. First off, just walk maybe those of us who don't know through the relationship of those 3 schools there in that Tobacco Road triangle: State, Duke, and Carolina.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like when I first got to NC State, Carolina won it in '82. Duke wasn't, the Duke they are today. So it was Carolina State. The next year, '83, NC State won it against University of Houston. I ended up crying after that game because Houston lost, and then ended up being happy in August when I signed up to go to NC State. But let me tell you a story about when I got on campus, and I'm walking to class one day, and I'm like, man, it's a mean cell over there. This line is almost down to the brickyard. And the guy, like, those are tickets. Those people are in line sleeping out for tickets for the Carolina State basketball game, which was almost a month out.
Wow.
That's how crazy they are about the Tobacco Road of playing the basketball in the ACC in North Carolina, which the schools are probably only 30 minutes apart, man. It's like you're friends. Like Buzz Peterson that played in Carolina was actually the guy I hung out with all the time. That's how close the schools are.
That's awesome. So take us through getting to North Carolina State. Where'd you start? How'd you end up deciding to go to Raleigh and be part of the Wolfpack?
Yeah, that's being from Dallas, Texas. They're like, man, we thought you were from North Carolina, Atlanta, but I'm actually from Dallas. And when I was in junior college, we won the National Junior College Championship.
You gave them that work, Spud, 36.
Yeah, I had 36 in the MVP in the championship game against the number one team in the country. But Tom Abetamarco was the assistant coach at North Carolina State when they won the championship, and he recruited me to come there to North Carolina. I was a late recruit because of probably my size. Probably can't no guy in the ACC played at that size and things like that. And I guess a guy changed his mind at the last minute. I guess NIL was way back then. And he changed his mind, and I guess I was the only point guard in America that didn't have a scholarship, and that Coach V brought me in for a recruiting trip, and I ended up signing and playing 2 years there, and we were one game from going to the Final Four my senior year. Chris Mullen and all those guys beat us to Walter Barrett to beat us to go to the Final Four my senior year.
Well, we'll have maybe a 1.5 question for you, Spud, because we do appreciate it, and we'd love to have you back if they are able to pull it off and have a party on the block. If that goes down, I might have to shoot down to Dallas and sit in the lounge with you and smoke one.
Yeah, victory cigar. It's on deck. It's on deck.
So Spud, here's the thing, man. Obviously, it hasn't been the magic that we've seen out of March Madness over the past. So just all these crazy storylines that you kind of see from round to round, it really hasn't been that. It's kind of come down to the dominant teams have, pretty much have shown and proved themselves, and they got there, and a few upsets here and there. But NC State is the actual darling. I mean, The crowd was going buck wild in there in that game against Duke. It was like you guys owned the stadium, and you are the Cinderella story of two Goliaths are about to face themselves. How do you think DJ Burns faces against the National Player of the Year and Zach Edey, being that his size, his presence, and DJ Burns is not necessarily that height, but he's got that great footwork and he moves well, but he's not going to be able, I don't think, to create the same type of space. How does he need to get it done in this game?
Yeah. It's usually, you had a big player we're looking at that we follow, but this year it's been DJ Burns in the tournament, and NC State Cinderella story of winning. So I think Burns has to meet him early and not let him post up too deep. That's going to be his challenge for NC State to get past Purdue, because big fella is playing pretty good, and he's playing pretty good. 35, probably 15 rebounds a game. That's pretty impressive. But hopefully Burns can put some pressure on him, and you don't want a guy to get in foul trouble, but I'm wishing for Idney to get in foul trouble to give us some breathing room as far as getting past them. The only way you're going to get past them is he get in foul trouble and Burns have an unbelievable game with his footwork and taking Idney off the dribble or something.
I'm sure from the outside of Cinderella story, too, to go to your NBA days, the 86 dunk competition. I mean, you played with Dominique Wilkins. You go up against him in the 86 dunk contest. He just won it in 85. Take us through playing with Dominique and then going head-to-head with him in that dunk contest you won.
Yeah, 85, 86 season, my rookie year. You're busy. You don't have the process. You don't have the load management. You don't have all that stuff. It's like you have to produce every day. And I was so busy trying to learn the game. Doc Rivers, them pulling you to the side, Tree Rollins, Dominique trying to teach you how to play the game, getting over pick and rolls and things like that. So I wasn't into like watching where you didn't have it, YouTube, to see what dunks was going on. And about a couple of days before the dunk contest, Stan Kasten, which he was the general manager of the Hawks and the Braves at the same time, asked me to be in the dunk contest. And me and Dominique, we're like, I mean, it's just unbelievable. We're like together every day, all day. So I don't know why he would come to my apartment, but I guess to get away from everybody. But I'd go to his house every day, and his mom and everybody cooked. So we were like, I mean, like, you couldn't find Dominique without it. We were that close. But to go in the dunk contest, he didn't know, and nobody knew the dunks that I could do, or the repertoire dunks that I have been doing over the years. So a little bit of surprise, maybe a guy could do one dunk. But those dunks I did in the dunk contest was dunks I have been doing over the years in practice. And I was just hoping Dominique ran out of dunks because I was. But, you know, Doc Rivers told me I never lived that down, and he wasn't joking. It's like everywhere you go. The Maverick Stadium only holds probably 18, and I bet 100,000 people then told me they were there.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. You're a Dallas guy, and you won it in Dallas. What did that mean to you?
I mean a lot, because if you mess up in front of your friends, that's what they're going to remember about you.
Right.
Eric knows.
That's a fact, Spud, man. Thank you so much once again for joining us on the block, man. I do appreciate. I know you're a busy man, and I appreciate your time working with the legends as well as all of the across the world type of things that you do for the NBA, for the Mavericks. So I know that this is, I don't take this lightly that you were able to tap in with your boy, man. So I appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. That's easy to do. You're a good dude. That's easy to look out for your buddies because you look out for me. And only problem, though, tonight, Eric, I got to take my little grandson to see Golden State.
Uh-oh.
And he just Steph Curry this,
He's
Steph Curry that.
No, yeah. Luka. You need to change his language. Luka.
I know. I be trying. He said he trash.
That's hilarious. Hey, man, I'll be down next week, brother, and I'll get a chance to tap in. You know how we do, man. Cigar Life.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you, Spud. Thank you for joining us on the block. Austin Orman, Spud Webb, E. Strick. We're going to take a break, and we're going to cross it over right here on the block to finish off the Friday. Be right back.
Although we can't control the air we breathe outside our home, we can make a healthy difference inside. And all it takes is a call to Bryant. With healthy air options, Bryant can help you eliminate allergens, odors, and harmful chemicals, all while controlling indoor humidity levels at the same time. If it's time for a breath of fresh air inside, it's time to call Bryant. Breathe easy, breathe healthy. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. for the Malone Radio Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Don't miss the opportunity to learn about the Malone Community Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln and the surrounding area. It's the Malone Radio Show with Executive Director John Goodwin and Sports Director Mike Hunter every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tanner's Bar and Grill is the perfect place to watch the NCAA tournament from the round of 64 all the way to the championship. Bring your friends and family in to enjoy Tanner's delicious hamburgers, chicken lips, and daily specials, and wash it down with one of their tons of options of beers. You'll never have an issue finding the game, as there are TVs everywhere throughout the space. So get in early, grab your spot, and settle in for a day of NCAA tournament basketball at Tanner's Bar and Grill, 30th and Yankee Hill.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies and more mild weather. Afternoon high around 66. Tonight, probably cloudy and breezy. Low around 42. And tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds, a chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. It'll be windy with the high around 71. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Banking should feel personal, not intimidating. At Western National Bank, we're about real connections. Founded by two ordinary guys with an extraordinary vision to know each and every customer personally. Fees, they suck. Avoid all fees with Western National Bank's Compass checking account. No monthly fees, no minimum balances, and get this, 5.12 APY on the first $1,000. Open your Compass checking account online in 5 minutes or less at mywnb.com. Experience the difference with Western National Bank. Visit mywnb.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, folks. Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and the Chevrolet and GMC Truck Month is now underway. We've got huge savings in Louisville. Get $9,000 off or 1.9% for 72 months on select models. Yes, you heard right. That's $9,000 off or 1.9% for 72 months happening right now at Coppell. So take that short money saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at coppellcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit. Stock number G214773.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Whether you're looking for a place to stay for a concert at PBA, a Nebraska home game, or just a night on the town, the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket is the place for you. Enjoy an evening at one of many restaurants or bars within a short walking distance. Business travelers at the hotel will enjoy free high-speed internet access, a 24-hour business center, and large in-room workstations. And check out the Bistro, where you'll enjoy healthier food and beverage options, as well as high-tech conveniences. Book your room today at the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Here we go. We're back.
You know how to
Rush
shout
it
out to,
over.
hey, we gotta give a shout out to the Mercado.
Shout
Magic
out to
coming
the
through.
MVP Mike.
Magic
MVP
Mike.
Mike.
Magic Mike comes through like a champion. We just came up like the mob again. Jake Sorensen, eat your heart out. Bill Bush, eat your heart out. Steve Sipple, eat your heart out.
Shut up, Sipple.
Rashawn Jackson, eat your heart out. T. Farley, eat your heart out.
Well, the Drive has their own personal chef.
Right.
That's some bull junk.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with Aaron
Mike
Davis,
Neely, right?
Yeah.
Mike.
I'm not happy.
Right, yeah, Mike, you said you was going to hook us up with some food you ain't been through next. Eat your heart out. Nick Sainer, eat your heart out. Rico's here, so we ain't going to let him eat his heart out. Give it out to the Mercado. Dropped off some beef for DP because he was gone last time. He got some steaks. DP, if you're listening.
Hurry home, or they might be gone.
Yeah. Listen, they here. I can't tell you where they're going to be at. Not just playing. But also brought over some jerky. Big shout out to the Mercado, and I think they're associated with 1890 with their jerky. So we're seeing it right there. So the collective, Matt Davidson and 1890 and the Mercado, all under one thing. Appreciate their support. Like always, showing love to the guys that stay here a little bit later, even on a beautiful day like today on a Friday.
Oh, on a Friday. With the weather. Yeah. Look, I came in here just like this.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, we ain't
And
here
I'm going to
doing work.
smoke a cigar right after.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm so hyped right now. I could blow through a wall like that thing over there, man. I see you. What you got?
Stricky had something for you.
What you got for me, Stricky?
Jay, it's I'm just excited. I'm excited because Final Four is here.
Yes.
Both on the women and the men's side.
Let's get it.
I'm looking forward to this. Iowa, UConn. Let's go.
Hey, Gino, what's up?
Right.
Can you come up with a defensive game plan to stop
handle this eyeball sandwich I'm about to give you?
Yeah, from deep too.
Right.
Yeah.
Pause. I
didn't think that deserved a pause. But okay.
I want to make sure I ain't putting nothing into the wind.
He already in Friday mode.
So listen, Jay. Great comments out of Daniel Kalen today. I love the maturity in which he addressed just the whole thing.
Situation.
Like people can try to throw some things out there to kind of spark some bad energy, but I love that. And I was telling Austin, that's just something that's a rarity in the day.
Yeah.
This just somebody to really just understand the competition.
Right.
It ain't over. It ain't won.
No.
But understands.
He's not. If you listen to people there, he ain't backing down for nobody.
Right.
And really, I just was talking about it. Crazy enough. I hadn't seen you guys since I walked in. I just was talking about this on Inside the Huddle. Shameless plug, Sunday, 11 a.m. We got a big announcement coming in the next 2 weeks. We won't take it to a whole nother level, but we ain't going to get there. So I was just talking about it. You know, one thing I want to give a shout out to my man, Steve Warren, also Abdul Muhammad and those guys up there.
We just talked about them.
But in particular, Steve Warren. What he's done every quarter, from Zane Flores, obviously Daniel Kalen, Heinrich Harburg, my man Cole Payton, all the quarterbacks have came through his program, right? That have gone and do great things. But what he's done is he's put them in situations through their training, both individual and then obviously taking them places and exposing them to different universities. Remember, they go down to Kansas State and all these other places that they have embraced competition. He's made them work their way up the pecking order. And then where you think Daniel Kalen, that comes from a Bellevue West football program that has a more aggressive, closer to college route tree, so forth and so on. He's able to step into a situation like that where, listen, he knows and then also Daniel Kalen went to the Elite 11, came out of nowhere. Because you got to think, nobody's coming to Nebraska, no matter how good you are, and say, you know what, I'm looking for a quarterback. So he has exceeded expectations in his own right 2 times. One, he's battling the unknown. That means the preconceived notions. And then number 2, he's battling against guys across the nation and was able to get there. And then he didn't finish number 11. He finished in the top 6 or something. So let you know the dude can play it. On top of it, I'd heard about Daniel Kalen long before he burst on the scene. Sam Cowart, who was my mentor, played at Florida State, was at the camp when Daniel Kalen got the first offer as a 9th or 10th grader. Somebody that used to be employed here was mad that the quarterback coach offered him, not saying no names. It wasn't this staff.
Different staff.
Put 2 and 2 together. It will equal 4. And then you think he steps into this arena. He knows how good Dylan Raiola is, and he's coming there and competing. I think he's probably exceeded expectations. So he's embracing it. And what's the point of dancing around it? You know who he is.
Yeah.
It's like only thing I can think of. I just always try to look at comparables where, when I got drafted, I was, hey, dude, you still there? We're going to draft you. So I came into camp like there was no path to be there. I had to forge it and just bust through that bad boy.
Yeah.
Okay, I had some success, right? End up starting, maybe exceeded expectations. Next thing you know, I don't know if you guys did or you did this, Strick, you watched the draft.
Yes.
Well, Mel Kiper says we Buffalo Bills is taking drafting Corey Moore, outside linebacker. Corey's one of my good friends. So it was never animosity towards that because I'd been through it.
Right.
But he says on it, draft, and I'm coming into a contract year. They got Jay Foreman, but this guy's gonna just come right in and start. Now they draft him in the 3rd round versus the 1st round, but at the end of the day, that's what
they got some investment in that.
But that's what the assumption was. Okay. It didn't work out that way, right? It worked out for Corey. It worked out for me, But at the end of the day, he didn't beat me out, right? But I had to embrace it. I didn't dance around it. I want to see what you got, and that's probably what Daniel Kalen is taking it. Let me see where I'm at, and I think it. I
tell people real quick.
Yeah.
I tell people because it's speaking to that point. That one point. The snippet of competition, I tell people all the time, there's one thing that sometimes people don't understand about the ability to maintain longevity.
Yes.
Is the fact that every year there's someone else coming. Right. It doesn't matter. Undrafted, drafted, there's always somebody coming to try to get your spot.
Yeah, and they are no matter how good you are.
Right.
If you want to, I remember when I got traded, right? I was mad because I love Buffalo.
Me too.
And it was
I was salty. Mark Cuban, I was salty.
Right.
And then Mark didn't even give you that $5 million later on.
$5 million he gave him.
But Strick, the thing is, why is because we came through the grind, established ourselves, we were invested. But then I sat back, I said, you know what? And I remember saying this when I was like, I can't be Shaquille O'Neal got traded. What Shaquille O'Neal was in basketball, Jay Foreman ain't never going to be there. So that means everybody's expendable. Here's even furthermore. Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time. Yes, Kansas City Chiefs fans, you think it's not close right now, but Patrick Mahomes is
on the way.
Potentially.
The
greatest quarterback. Yeah, right. All that. The greatest quarterback of all time, right? And arguably the greatest football coach of all time. the greatest football coach of all time, tried to replace him with Jimmy Garoppolo.
GQ.
Oops. Let that sink in. Essentially made it so bad, right? Because there's a documentary coming out that he decided to leave somewhere. If anybody that should end their career in one spot is Tom, you're the greatest of all time.
How they want.
Right. Let's even take it even a step further, even before that. Joe Montana, who was the assumptive greatest of all time, and he might arguably be because he's undefeated in Super Bowls. He got replaced. Now he got replaced by Steve Young, but when Steve Young got replaced, he wasn't an all-time great. He was just he was like a spark plug. He was a runner versus a passer, right? But Bill Walsh loved it, and he got traded. So all I'm saying is, competition is there. They're always gonna look for somebody that they can see that can either push you or replace you.
Do we need a pause?
We do not. We got it in.
Yes.
So, so the thing is, when you talk about longevity, how you deal with competition, and I will say fair competition. Here's the difference. Now we're going to go to it, right? Now we're going to talk about, we're getting into a little bit of a session here. Okay, fair competition is roll the ball out there. Let's see who let's see who can get down like Charlie Brown, like we used to say. Winner take all. Not fair competition is roll the ball out there, and then as soon as Strick starts to take it and run away with it, let me get that back. Let me move the goalposts on you. Let me make excuses up. Let me minimize your success. Let me see. Let me just. You know what? Yeah. Strick didn't beat him out, but yeah, man.
Early Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, he got that. He got a little ankle sprain. We don't know if he got any quick. Yeah. Something. Just something like that. Now, what you have to understand, sometimes there's. Let's look at this building over here, right?
The one that's got a big old hole in it.
No,
we're going
to
the one straight across.
The one straight ahead.
Okay.
So that one right there is, say you're in a competition. In our case, is like a first round pick, like instead of third round pick. I'm not Superman. I'm not going to be able to jump over that wall, but I'm going to embrace competition. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to walk down right about, 50 feet? I'm going to walk right through the hole of that wall, and I'm going to meet you on the other side. That's how you get longevity. You got to figure it out. And that's what a lot of guys are missing, but that's what they're providing down there. The best quarterback is going to play. Now you also take it a step further, though. Once you win the spot, don't get comfortable.
Don't get comfortable.
It seems like it's easier to be hungry when you're fighting for that last roster spot than it is when you have the spot and you have to hold on to it. How do you keep that edge?
For me, I can't speak for Strick. Listen, when you was drafted where I was, ain't nothing guaranteed. That money that they gave me, big shout out to Bob McNair though. Cal, I love you, brother. You got taken up. Still got a little bit of that money left. They reluctantly gave it to me. Charlie Castley didn't want to give me that Chizak. But I said, you know what, give me that and then some because I earned it. But they reluctantly did it. Now they were giving it freely to other people that didn't earn it. So I never lost that edge. I can't lose that edge.
I knew when I lost the edge that it was time for me to go. When it got to a point where I didn't embrace the preparation for the season, the upcoming season, I didn't want to, because I was a gym rat. So not wanting to be in the gym, not wanting to lift, I knew that it was time, because that's just who I wasn't. That wasn't who I was. I wasn't built like that to just show up and
go through the motions. Yeah.
And that's when I knew it was time.
Yeah, like for me, my body broke down. It came down to, it was like, is the risk, worth it? If I have one bad hit, you might be in a wheelchair versus, okay, well, if I would have gave one more go, sometimes it could lead to 2 or 3 more years. It just wasn't worth it. And I was good enough to where I, or felt like I was set enough where I didn't have to. I think it's just, for me, even back in college, like when I was here, like, look, we talking about spring ball. Like my first spring, I was 7th on the depth chart. I got 7 plays in 3 practices out there. 7.
That's
and listen,
better.
And I will tell you this. This wasn't like Club Med where you didn't get reps. They had 3 separate stations going. Say number 1 and number 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. I'm over there trying to get in where I fit in. A play here, play there. Oh, that is number 7th on the depth chart. I had to come out of nowhere. Now, other factors start knocking guys off. Academics, like the party too much, chasing the girls too much. And then once I kind of did it, but then that's pressure. So I never like felt like I arrived on campus, no matter who my dad was, that I was going to sit there and get anything easy. So I had to get in where I fit in. And I ain't never forget that.
That's a fact.
And then even when I did have success, I always felt like they was trying to,
figure out a way to get you up out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then once I was okay with it, even though you're emotional and angry, right? And I always say that's the
Didn't
difference.
run away from it.
No, but I ain't never forget it.
Yeah.
Right. I forgive you, but I ain't never forget it. It's the difference between being motivated and disciplined. And people forget that. You're gonna win more games when you're disciplined. Everybody's motivated when you tip off or you kick off. You got to be disciplined second, third, fourth quarter. That's how you win. You know that. That's the way it is.
What a show.
Dropping knowledge.
UConn, Purdue. Stricky and I both picked it. Big thanks to Stricky's boy,
Who'd you pick?
Spud Webb.
Who'd you pick, Strick?
We're picking it when we get there. We're picking it when we get there on Monday. We'll see what it is. Don't go anywhere. Old School with Jay Foreman comes up next. NIPCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker concrete, and beyond.